All right, we're in the shop today, and we got our 06 6-liter Powerstroke pulled out into the center of the shop because we made up some plans with the F350 there, 03 F350. We have decided we're going to keep it. So the plan is, since we're going to keep it, we're going to put this motor in it. I know this motor was running when I pulled it out of the truck. It's got like 130,000 miles on it. Pretty much, it was like a wrecked truck. The body was just beat. Everything was beat on. Interior was pretty much totaled on the interior. So we salvaged a lot of parts off of it. So this motor pretty much got, for the price of what we paid, we specifically bought the frame and springs and axles off a 2006 F350 for the excursion build. And the guy decided he just didn't want to hassle with trying to store the engine and everything else. So I think we paid $500 extra for the motor and the tranny. And actually the motor, tranny, and everything else. So we ended up selling what good body parts there was, what interior parts. We pretty much paid for the whole vehicle that we put into it, plus made some money on it. So that's kind of a pretty slick opportunity. So we're gonna upgrade the 03 F350 with an 06 Powerstroke. So what we're doing today, the plan, I'm gonna pull it all apart, spec the bottom end. I'm comfortable with everything, but basically do what I was thinking of doing to the excursion originally, before we decided to go many steps ahead. But we're going to pull the bed plate off, reseal the lower end, we're going to put a new rear seal, front seal. I do have a low pressure oil pump, so probably change it out. We got head studs that I couldn't sell on Marketplace, so we're going to put this in there. So this is going to be like a budget Powerstroke build F350. It'll be studded with Ford gaskets. A lot of these parts I already had purchased for the excursion, and I was trying to sell on the side. Now I don't have to. So it'll have head studs, head gaskets done on it. I'm going to update the standpipes, dummy plugs. We're putting new injectors in it just because this thing has been in storage for a while. New seals, new glow plugs, and new glow plug harnesses, all that good stuff. We have them. I'm going to replace the water pump. So this will give the truck the updated high pressure oil system and the better cooling system. But I'm going to keep a factory oil cooler, factory oil filter. So it'll be kind of a comparison. We'll be running this side by side with our excursion. This will have factory cooler and filter system, fuel system. It will have a steel impeller water pump, so we don't have to worry about that. And where the excursion, I'm doing a custom remote oil cooler plus a custom oil filter, and then I'm going to do an oil bypass on it. I might eventually do an oil bypass filter on this one as well, but we'll see. Right now, we're going to see how quick we can get this motor done and put into the F350. Fortunately, holiday weekend's coming up, so we're scrambling to get stuff ready for family visiting. So it'll probably be after the weekend. But what we're doing first is I ordered new injectors. So we're gonna go through and pull these injectors out so I can get them shipped back for the core charge. Order the parts from a company I've never used before. I'm not gonna name it or anything. I'm gonna basically see if it's too good to be true, because their prices were pretty ridiculous. Saved a lot of money using them. The injectors have a 2-year warranty on it, which, unless you're buying them from Ford or Motorcraft injectors, these are supposed to be, that's the only way you're going to get a 2-year warranty on them. So we'll see. Like I said, kind of like we're going to kind of do things a little different angle here. You know, can we make some cuts here and there on costs? Not running factory Ford injectors. Is that going to screw us up? I'm planning on running factory injectors on the excursion, unless I'm blown away with these, and then I'll probably just do these again, this company again. But like I said, more information on that to come as we see the quality of stuff. and we compare. So, all right, let me get these injectors pulled out, and we'll compare them to the new ones we just got in. Okay, so we got I guess this would be the passenger side valve cover off. We're gonna pull the injectors out. It's pretty easy. You got the harness that goes through the rocker valley or rocker cover right here, and then you got a hold down bolt right there, and then she should lift up. So to get these out, it's pretty straightforward. Grab you a socket that's I use a 3/4 inch, and you can just push, and all you're doing is pushing on these, so it pushes it in. You can kind of see like that, and you come around here and you just finish pulling it through. And we'll do that to each one. Then we'll break the hold down bolts out and pull them out. Okay, so here's one of the injectors I just pulled out. Here's one of the new ones, or replacement ones. It's remanufactured. It came in a sealed bag. I just cut it open with some scissors. It's got a cap on the injector tip. It's got a plug in the oil passage on top, and this protective sleeve over top of where the O-rings are. So like I said, this was running. The injectors are probably fine, but because they sat for so long, I don't want to. It's easy to do it while the engine's out of the truck. So what we're going to do now is just carefully compare everything. So this is supposed to have everything that the Motorcraft ones, remanufactured ones, do. They're supposed to go through, replace all seals, O-rings, and also replace the spool valve. That's one of the things I like about the Motorcraft ones. It looks like everything, it's got the hold down, everything looks the same. This one looks like a new pigtail. So we'll see. Like I said, I'll do a review after we get it installed, test it out. For now, we're not going to install them because we'll be pulling the heads off of this, cleaning them up, inspecting them, and studding and gasking it. So these will be one of the last things we put on. All right, let me bag this up and get the other 4 out. All right, I got all my 8 injectors safely put away in a lower drawer on my dad's toolbox. Got the old ones that we're sending back for core return, all boxed up. Just gotta slap them in this box, tape it up, and we'll run it down to the post office. All right, well, a couple hours in between conference calls today. So my goal is trying to clean up the shop. As you can see, it's a mess. So I'm just gonna be picking up tools, breaking down boxes, getting it all cleaned up so we can get ready to start on the F350. Okay, so got the shop tidied up a little bit more room made in the shop. And this is our 2006 Powerstroke 6 liter. And what we decided to do with our F350, our 2003 F350, is we're going to keep it. So since we're going to keep it, we're going to upgrade it to this 2006 motor. So it'll have the more reliable high pressure oil pump system. It'll have the larger water pump option. So, and then, so the reason why we chose to do that, we had this motor. We really didn't spend any money on it before. So I've had this up for sale. It's got like 130,000 miles on it. It ran. I heard it run when I bought the chassis, and just haven't been able to sell it. People, and I understand, they want a warranty. So I'm not able to give that. So we're going to keep that and put it in the F450. Now, the other reason we decided to do this is, if you look here, everything on this table from about right there over, I had already bought for the excursion build, which we were going to use this motor in. And I had it up for sale as well because we're not going to need it, because the Kill Devil diesel engine comes with the studs installed, comes with head gaskets and all the gaskets and seals installed. So a lot of this stuff I didn't need. It's about $900 worth of parts right here. I had it up for sale, asking what I put into it, which is actually cheaper than what they are now because, you know, with inflation, the prices have all gone up on this stuff. But nobody bought it. So what we're just going to do is use what we already have, put it on the engine we already have. And I had to buy a few things to go along with it. I did buy some we have these, but I'm going to need them I might need them for the Kill Devil diesel. I'm not sure. This says it comes with the rest of the gasket kit to put it together, but just being cautious. But ended up having to buy one more main seal. I got the upgraded fuel bolts. I got the EGR cooler kit. Trying to think what else. Oh, and I'm going to use a Ford factory oil cooler. So this engine is going to be, we're going to try to build it basically as inexpensive as possible, but using quality parts. We already had the stud kit. We got the Ford factory head gaskets. We got some Gator studs. These are the short ARP studs. I got a crank position sensor, camshaft position sensor. We even got an oil pump for it, a low pressure oil pump. These are the tools, some of the tool seal installer and stuff we're going to need. I got a steel impeller water pump. It's not bulletproof diesels. It's an off-brand, but I think it'll work. I got an injector wiring harness. I got glow plug wiring harnesses and new glow plugs. We got a standpipe updated kit. We have oil standpipe for the filter, thermostat housing, everything we need. IPR 6.4 push rods. So these are the updated push rods. So we'll install those. My Kill Devil diesel will have them already, but what Ford did is they realized the 6-liter push rods were a little too tight. So when you order a 6-liter push rod now, it actually is the 6.4. They're slightly shorter. So that's one of the updates. So it's going to be, you know, a bulletproof 6.0, except for the oil cooler. I guess some people consider the oil cooler not bulletproof. Now Ford's redone it. This is a brand new Ford one, most recent version. So we're going to kind of use it as a comparison, you know, this budget build, if you want to call it, versus Kill Devil diesel expensive build. And kind of compare it and see, is it worth it? Are we going to get reliability out of this one? I think we will. We'll be keeping it factory. So right now what we're going to do, we got all the parts we need to do this. We're going to pull the heads off, flip it upside down, and then pull the pan. We're going to reseal the bed plate, reseal the oil pan, inspect everything underneath. We're going to pull the heads off and then check the cylinder bores, make sure everything looks good. Check the valves and the cylinder heads themselves. I don't expect to find anything, but you never know. I do have the STC fitting update, so we'll update that on the high pressure oil pump. We got a new oil cooler, or oil filter standpipe, so that'll be updated. We'll go from there. We're going to put new front and rear main seals in there. Should be good to go. We already got the injectors. We bought a full set of new injectors, reman injectors, I guess I should say. But they come with a 2-year warranty. Got a super good deal on it. So depending on how everything works, if we don't have any issues, I'll let you guys know where I got this stuff from. So it was one of the best prices, and they were quick service, quick turnaround. I already got the core deposit back on the injectors. So all right, I think it's time for us to get to work. Okay, let's pulling the glow plugs out. we'll do the other side. Now there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with these glow plugs, but since we got it out, we're going to replace the glow plugs. Yeah, I didn't break those loose. We're going to replace all the glow plugs and the glow plugs wiring harness. Just, it's easy and they're not that expensive. All right, we'll get the rest of these out. Pick up from there. All right, we're going to break the head studs loose, or head bolts. Guess I'm going to have to hold it for them. No noise. Okay, so we'll break them loose. We want to do kind of outside and work our way in. Yeah, it'll probably slop a little bit, but it shouldn't. It should hold it. So do this.
Oh, I didn't see this.
All right, Keen's just taking the last little smaller head bolts that are on the top here. They won't slide off. The dowels will hold it. We got the rockers off. We got the oil cooler, oil filter assembly off, out of the way. You can see our rocker boxes are up there. We got our glow plugs out. We got our push rods pulled out. They're just draining in the oil with the turbo. So, it's looking good. So far we don't see any damage, so we're gonna get ready to pull this cylinder head off. And we'll see what we got underneath. Catch up with you guys then. All right, we got the heads off. And so far, for the most part, pretty happy with what we're seeing. There's no damage to the engine. No damage to the pistons. We're not seeing any cracks to any of the pistons. Still see some good honing marks, crosshatch. So that's good. We got that cleaned out. And here's our cylinder heads. So our initial inspection, we don't see any cracks or damage to any of the valves or the head itself. We're still gonna clean it up real good. Make sure everything looks good. But so far we're pretty happy with what we're seeing. It's always the big unknown with the 6.0, so not a lot of carbon buildup, so it definitely makes sense since it was a low mileage truck. So everything looks good there. Got the head gaskets off, the Ford oil cooler assembly, and our notorious Ford screen, so it failed. See that? But I got an extra one of these. I think I'll order a anti-drain back valve, replace it. We'll get all that cleaned up. We got our push rods out. Those will be replaced with the 6.4s. Yeah. So we're going to continue. I think next we're going to pull this front cover off. We're going to pull the rear cover off. And we're going to pull the high pressure oil pump off. Then we'll flip it upside down and start taking apart the lower end. See what it looks like underneath. Might get a little messy, but I think we're on a roll. So far, we like what we see. So let's keep tearing it down. Ooh, we got some sludge. Not bad though. That's not real bad. Not bad at all. The white Volkswagen was worse. Oil pump screen, pickup tube. Looks good. Nope, you just want to see. No, I think it's a casting. It's just a casting circle.
part of the machining process.
All right, Luke's getting the main bolts broke loose, so we can pull this bed plate off. Getting the workout. Okay, now move to this one. Hold it.
Put the brake on.
Oh.
Just a break?
Come on, Luke. There you go. Okay. Now you can move over into this one. Nice. Well, that was easy. Okay. Do that outside one. All right. We're going to get Luke to break all these loose and we'll pull this bed plate off. Luke's got the bed plate off. Looking at our crank journals. Pretty happy with what we're seeing. Everything looks good. Got our bed plate here. Everything looks good. No major gouges. So, we're happy with what we're finding. We're making good progress. We only spent a couple hours on this. We got it tore down to basically where we're going to start putting it back together, because we wanted to reseal the bed plate. So, we got to run into town this evening. So probably call it a day today. And then I'm going to clean up my parts washer tomorrow. And we'll clean up the bed plate and get ready to reseal everything. So plans to start reverse order. We'll reseal the bed plate, clean up the oil pan pickup tube, put the oil pan on, flip it back over, do the front and rear covers, main seals, and work our way up to the head gaskets, then the oil cooler and high pressure oil pump. So that's kind of the plan. All our stuff laid out here, different areas. Front covers over there, or the rear covers over there. So yeah, it's exciting. This is gonna be good. I just don't know if I ordered a front cover gasket. That's what's, I don't recognize seeing that, so I'll have to look through my packages. Other than that, we're doing good. We're gonna cover this up with a plastic bag, keep the dust out, any debris, and head on into town. That's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching.